So have you ever had like a Tom Cruise moment? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You love a Tom Cruise moment.
For reference for the listeners, a Tom Cruise moment. Like, I want this to be a viral thing. So everyone listens, they need to go watch this video of Tom Cruise on Oprah.
Yeah, I'll link it below.
it'll be in the description below. But basically he was on Oprah and he's acting like absolutely like erratic. Like
Yeah. Like
his
erratic doesn't even begin to describe it.
that's like a nice way of putting it. But he's on Oprah and he's jumping on the couch. He's like shaking Oprah. Like
Yeah,
he's
like
so
she's saying the
excited.
most mundane things and
Yeah.
he's like, "Yes!"
He's like, I'm in love, Oprah, and I don't care who knows it. Basically, like that's the vibe it gives. Like same. Oh, sorry for the pause there. Our neighbors scared us because we filmed outside on the porch. I lost my train of thought. The classic.
He's erratic on Oprah.
Okay, yeah. Because he's getting married or he's engaged to Katie Holmes. But he's definitely on something.
Oh yeah, he's on something. Like if you watch the video and I come back to this, you're gonna be like, I'm caught up. Because it's that insane.
So something that we like always say, like whenever we're like really high and we're like laughing like hysterically, but you just can't like I guess explain like how funny that moment is.
Yeah.
And like you're like deeply laughing on the inside, but like you're not conveying what you feel on the outside. You just say like I'm having a Tom Cruise moment, and it makes it like 10 times funnier because once you see the video,
You
trust
just know.
me, it's gonna be funny.
Yeah, and then you say I'm having a Tom Cruise moment, and everybody in the room knows exactly what the fuck you're talking
Yeah,
about. They're like, "That's hilarious."
Yeah, it's a really good inside joke to start with your friends, and now we're sharing it with all of the listeners.
Yeah. So
Which, yes, as of right now, is 90% of my friends.
we don't need to talk about that.
But I'm sure there's, at least a
Other
few
people out there.
organic listeners
Yeah.
that are just interested. So spread that with your friends.
Yeah,
Spread
fingers
that with your
crossed.
homies.
Your homies.
Spread it with everyone because it is literally the best video on the internet. Like that, literally.
No, I think that's my favorite video on the internet.
Yeah, like
Ever.
I could watch it every day.
Like
that
I
one,
literally, I hadn't seen it until you showed it to me, but I think it was like a core memory the first time I saw it. Like that's
no,
how
like
funny it
literally,
is.
it's so funny. Like, the like Oprah Tom Cruise video, and the Julian. If anyone knows Jenna Marbles, her boyfriend Julian, when he can't tell,
Anne Hathaway, Julia Roberts, and what's the last one?
Sandra Bullock apart.
Yeah.
Like those two videos. If I'm ever feeling like super depressed, I'm like, pull them up.
Yeah, those are the videos to watch.
I'm like, pull the videos up. My mood will go from like a negative bajillion,
yeah,
to like a good 5.
No, it's true. Even when you showed me the Julian one, I was like, oh, like this is gonna be funny, but it's not gonna be like laughing your ass off funny.
Yeah.
It was one of the funniest videos I've ever seen in my life, and I never watched Jenna Marbles, controversial, but like still that was so funny.
Yeah, like it's just like because as a viewer and you're watching him like react because it's a video podcast, you're like you can clearly as like a listener and a watcher you can see the differences.
Oh yeah.
So you're just like why doesn't he get it?
Even in the caption where it says like 8 pictures of Julia Roberts, it's like Anne Hathaway, Sandra Bullock,
Julia Roberts.
Like,
and it's like, look at these 9 images of Julia Roberts. I'm like, the answer was right in front of you, babe.
I know. He was like, I don't want to cheat.
The answer was right there.
No, that's so funny. I love that video.
Yeah, no, me too. And it fits into the topic, actually, because that wasn't even something on our list that I wanted to talk about. But when we start talking about the Tom Cruise moment, we're kind of going to be talking about, like, our favorite pop culture moments that, like, shifted us and, like, shook us.
Like, core memory pop culture
like,
moments.
things we'll never forget. That's how amazing they were.
Yeah.
So we've got a few good ones. I don't know which one I want to start off with.
Okay, number 1 for me, it's between Tiger Woods' cheating scandal and Britney Spears shaving her head.
Yeah.
Like, I remember watching both of those, like, on the news or, like, on E! Canada or whatever. And I was like, no motherfucking way. Tiger Woods cheated on his wife. I was 9. I didn't know who Tiger Woods was.
Yeah, that's the funniest thing, too. Like, I never watched golf. I think I was like in a grocery store and like just saw it on like, like Life and Style or one of those magazines.
Tabloids. Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. And then I think my mom had like a really like big reaction to it, or someone in my family had like a big reaction. So I was like, oh my God, we're like upset about this. So then I like internalized that, and I was like, oh my god, how could he cheat on his wife?
I know.
His wife, who he claimed to love.
And it was one of those things that everybody was talking about, because people, like, celebrities cheat on each other all day, every day. But, like, that, I don't know why it was such a core memory. And, like, I remember my parents were talking about it at dinner. I was like, oh, that's how you know it's serious tea. We're talking about it at dinner.
I wonder, we should have done a little bit of research on this, like, now, because we're, like, older. Maybe he was, like, an outspoken, like, person, like, oh, I love my wife, like Ned from the Try Guys.
Or
you know
John
what I mean?
Mulaney.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, like, maybe he was one of those where you're like, oh, he would never cheat on his wife. But then you see it again and again.
I'm going to text my dad. So, what do you know about Tiger Woods before 2009? He's going to be like, are you okay? I'm like, no, like, we need to know.
No, like, I'm actually, like, confused though. I'm like, why did it shake everyone? Because we grew up in different areas of, like, Ontario.
That's true.
Even. Like, yes, not super far apart, but, like,
still.
Why was this world earth-shattering news?
I think it might have just been because Tiger Woods was so famous. Like, even if you don't play golf, you know who Tiger Woods is.
That's true. Like, I don't think my family ever watched golf, and I still knew who he was. I knew he was a famous golfer.
Like, I don't think we watched golf, but my dad played golf, so we probably kept up with it. But, like, I just know that he was a famous person. And I think that's probably one of the, like, besides Hannah Montana, that was one of the first famous people I was like, you're a famous person, and I know about you.
Tiger Woods.
He's up there for me. Hannah Montana. Oh my god. But the Britney shaving her head, like, I just remember also watching that on fucking Canada. Yeah. As I do. After dinner.
I do. Like, I remember like watching it on the TV and being like, oh my god, like it was on TMZ Live or something.
And I just remember my mom being like, oh my god, like, she's not okay. Like, that's so serious. Well, like, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you're right. Why did she shave her head? Because I was probably, like, what was I, 10? Probably around the same age as the Tiger Woods scandal.
I think it was 2007, so you would have been...
Oh, I would have been younger. That would have been the first one that shook me.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so scary.
It would have been 2007, I think. That was when she shaved her head. Controversial, but, like, she did come back with a really good album after that. That's what trauma does to you, apparently. We see it again and again. Ariana Grande. Best album after her trauma. So I'm saying, like, Britney was, like, super traumatized, but then she came out with, like, Piece of Me.
Okay, true.
Yes. And she's like, everyone wants to see me. Like, bitch, shave your head. Yes.
Yeah. I don't know when she was under the
it was after that. So, like, honestly, it's kind of sad because that's when it all started, right? It was, like, after she shaved her head.
Because I think that was the pivotal moment where I was like, that is someone with mental health issues. And I think it's because in the media, I don't think you ever really saw any representation of anybody who had mental health issues.
Yeah, definitely not back in the day.
No, like, even when we were kids, like, I feel like nobody talked about mental health, like, at all.
So for her to shave her head, it was like, oh, she's, like, very unwell.
Yeah, because it was still something that you weren't really supposed to talk about.
Yeah.
And, like, I think that's probably why it was so, like, such a core memory for me. I was like, same.
You're like, it's okay, Brittany, I feel it. I've been there too, where I'm just like, I'm going to shave off my head.
I know I'm 7 years old, but I feel like just my soul knew one day you're going to have mental illness.
Yeah, it was like, oh my god, it's like looking in a future you right now.
It's like seeing through the fucking, what do you call that? With the time turner. But, like, in the future.
I'm blanking.
The looking glass? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. You guys probably know what we mean, though.
Yeah,
I feel like you understand. Going off the Britney thing, though, that may remember during that same time period where Britney was, like, going through all this trauma. Remember the guy that was on YouTube and he was like, leave Britney alone.
Oh my god.
And he was, like, crying. Yeah. That's another, like, thing that I, like, never forget.
That's a core memory for you.
It was just so random. I was like, oh my god, he's so upset about, like, Britney. Why was I allowed on YouTube at that, like, age? I guess I would have been...
That's a good question.
I would have been, like, 8. I still should have been... I shouldn't have been on YouTube, but I was, and I remember that and thinking, like, that's crazy. Oh, another moment would be, you brought this up when we were planning for the podcast, but, like, Miley's VMAs in 2013.
Oh, yeah. No, that was a core memory.
I just remember, like, watching that, and, like, it was when One Direction was, like, really, really popping off, and they, like, fanned over to One Direction, and, like, all of them were just like, what is happening right now? Like,
yeah, that's
is this
true.
what American people are like?
Yeah.
And Miley's just like, basically naked because she was wearing like skin-colored clothes, if you want to call them that.
Yeah, they were.
And then Robin Thicke was like, you know,
being Robin Thicke, you know.
It was just so weird. Like, it made me so uncomfortable.
I know. And I don't know, like, because obviously I didn't know that I was gay when that video came out. Like, I feel like it was half, like, lesbian panic, and the other half I was like, who is that? Like, that is not Miley, Hannah Montana, the same girl I grew up with.
It was, like, not to, like, shame her, because I'm like, do your thing.
No, but we were also like 13.
Yeah, so I was like, oh my god, my childhood is, like, being ripped away from me.
Yeah.
Because I knew her as, like, the sweet little country bumpkin.
Yeah, exactly.
Hannah Montana, like...
And when you're 13, you don't see it the same way either. Because it's like, oh, I only know Hannah Montana. What is this? Like, you know? So it's just...
And now I understand. I'm like, she was just trying to be, like, popping out of that Disney.
Yeah, she was really trying to differentiate herself.
Controversial, and you probably know what I'm gonna say right now, but can I talk about the Miley Cyrus beef, or should I save that for another podcast?
Oh my god, save that for another one.
Okay.
I can't.
Spoiler alert, in a future podcast we'll be talking about the iconic social media beef between Miley Cyrus and Demi and Selena.
Yeah, that was kind of iconic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was a moment that shaped me, because, you know, every time I get a chance to bring it up, I'm like, let me tell you this story.
No, that's true. I don't even think that I really, like, watched a lot of it, like, go down. I was always reading about it in magazines. I was hyper-fixated on magazines for, like, a good year and a half.
Which was your favorite to read?
J14.
Me too! Me too! I remember, like, for Christmas, I used to get them in my stocking. And I would beg my mom at the grocery store, like, oh my god, there's a new J14 out, Mom. Like, please. I was obsessed. Like, the quizzes. My room, when I was younger, was covered in, like, posters of, like, celebrities. Like, Demi was on my door. I had this big, like, Hannah Montana poster, and it was, like, half Hannah Montana, half Miley Cyrus.
I think I had the same poster.
Shut the
I'm dead ass. I literally, because I remember looking at it, like, which one am I going to put up? Which side?
Yeah.
Because you can only pick one side.
Yeah.
Oh my god. No, that was...
So I would put up all of the posters. Like, my room was, like, covered in it.
Yeah.
It's funny, though, because it was, like, mostly the female Disney stars. Like, I don't think I really had any of the Jonas Brothers up or anything else.
That's so funny, because mine was the opposite, but I'm a lesbian and you're straight.
Yeah. I was like, I love women.
That's
but I didn't.
Iconic.
I love them to, like, as idols, I guess.
Yeah, obviously.
But, like, it's funny, because I've seen pictures in my room, and I'm just like, oh my god, like, if you didn't know yourself, if I look at a young girl's room like that, I'm like, she's gay. Yeah. There's too many photos of girls up in this girl's room.
It's not true. That's what kills me. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, J14 was iconic. Like,
it was.
I wonder if they still exist.
I'm not sure. I don't feel like magazines for young kids is, like, really the move anymore.
I know, and it was iconic. I used to beg my mom to, like, let me get the... You know how, like, when you got to the end of the magazine, it would have, like, the year-long subscription?
Oh, yeah.
My mom was just like, no. We're not doing it. I was like, please! I need to get an update on Miley and Nick!
Oh my god, stop.
Like, I loved it. I guess that's probably why I still love pop culture, like, drama and stuff. It all started with
magazines, teen magazines.
Yeah, because I was, like, reading about these, like... I kind of feel bad, like, the thing about being that age, and they were all, like, super young, like, you know, like 14 to 16.
Yeah, no, that's sweet.
Getting blasted in these J14 magazines.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, what?
Or it'd be quizzes like, which Jonas Brothers are you most compatible with?
Yeah.
I ate that shit up.
Me too.
What? Why? Why was that a thing? But honestly, every single teen magazine, you name it, I probably bought it.
That's true.
I bought them all.
With what money, though?
I don't even know. That's the thing. I don't know. I do not remember. That was not important for me. I just needed to get the magazine. That was all I cared about. I don't care who buys it.
Anytime you're going out, you're like, where's the J14 magazines? I don't remember any other ones other than J14, but I know they existed. Like, I know there was other ones.
I don't remember what they were called. But I remember, like, I would check the store every single time we went, and it got to the point where, like, there wasn't new ones yet, but I would still be looking, like, where's the new one?
That's when you know it's bad, though.
Yeah, no.
Because I feel like every time I would, like, think, hey, I need a new magazine, it's funny, like, I didn't even read. I feel like I'd just like to do the quizzes,
I read everything.
Get the, like, posters, put them up in my room, like, ooh, time to swap out this old photo of Miley for a new one.
Yeah. before the internet.
Yeah.
And
Oh
lock
my
screens.
God. That's kind of iconic.
Yeah,
I kind of love being born when we were.
Early 2000s core.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like it was the best time.
No, I have to
Like,
agree.
best time for pop culture. I'm not going to say best time in my life, but because I was young. I didn't have control over anything. But
yeah. That's all right.
It was pretty iconic.
What else do we have on our list? I forget all of the pop culture moments.
We have Kanye and Taylor.
Oh my God, how could I forget that?
And it's funny because their feud's been long standing, so actually it's kind of like from like when was that, 2009? Yeah, to like present day basically. Like low key. They still got
they mended fences in there for a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. It's like such a wishy-washy thing.
It is, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like so much of it I was just like, what's gonna happen next?
Yeah.
Like when she wrote Innocent, put that on This Week Now, I was like, she did not.
Yeah. I remember watching it, like I wasn't even really like a Swiftie at that point. Yeah. I knew who Taylor Swift was because I think she kind of hung around the Disney people.
Yeah, she was kind of like an honorary Disney person.
Yeah. And then she might have been in the like Hannah Montana movie at that point. I don't remember if that was before or after.
Actually, that might have been, yeah, because I think it's still in the Fearless era. So
yeah, Crazier, a bop.
Yeah,
side note.
A bop.
I love that song.
I wish she would have re-recorded it.
That would have been a good one to put on though.
But I don't think she owns the rights to it, like, period.
Yeah, it's probably just a random song that someone else wrote, and she was like, okay.
She's like, I'm not re-recording that.
And we're all like, please re-record it.
Oh well.
But yeah, I remember like thinking like, what a douchebag. Even though I was so young, I was at this point 2009. I would have been 10. Yeah. 11 or 10, 11ish. Mm-hmm. And thinking like, what a douchebag.
Yeah, like you still knew that was not an okay thing
like,
to do.
At the point I was like, yeah, I love Beyonce. Like I knew who Beyonce was too, but I was like, why would you get up on the stage and embarrass the shit out of this young girl?
Yeah, literally. No, that's
like that would be traumatizing. Like no wonder she didn't like him.
Yeah, I don't blame her.
I would never forgive someone if they did that to me.
No. That was no.
Like, and I'm pretty sure that was like back when like award shows were still like live. Yeah. So like it's not even like they could have just edited it out and been like, oh, it didn't happen, right? Yeah. Like, haha, like this isn't a real thing. She just had to like stand there
and take it. Because what else are you gonna say? Like,
yeah,
fight or flight, you know?
Controversial opinion. Do you think that was her initiation into the Illuminati?
Oh my God. No.
It could have been a good moment though.
Yeah, theoretically, but I don't think that's a thing.
And then Beyonce was like, come speak. You've been accepted. Oh my God. The leader of the Illuminati is Beyonce.
Okay, you need to stop watching YouTube videos. This is what happens when you're allowed on YouTube way too young.
I just like fun little conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Oh, this one's a funny one. This is a more recent pop culture moment. It was at the beginning of the pandemic.
Oh my God.
When all the celebrities sang Imagine.
It was something about it. Like, it was, like, I think when I watched it, I was like, oh, like, that's, like, whatever. Like, it's kind of cute. And then I read everyone's comments, and I was like, wait, you're right.
Yeah. I think it was just funny to me because, and why I'll never forget it, is because it's so out of touch from reality. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, we're all struggling. I'm sorry, don't group me in with, like, these millionaires who are, like, still traveling the world, still doing whatever they want, as, you know, everyone else in the world is like, okay, I just lost my job, and I have no money, and I can't afford my house. And these celebrities are like, imagine all the people. Like,
it's funny because they're singing the song by John Lennon, and he's, like, an abuser piece of shit. Yeah. So I'm like, wrong song choice, guys. Yeah. Like, think about it a little bit.
I honestly, like, don't even understand how that song would have connected in the moment to the pandemic.
Like, we're all in this together, but, like, we're not. We're not even in the same boat.
Yeah. Like,
let alone the same tax bracket. Like, girl.
Not the tax bracket.
It's true. Oh my God.
No, that's so true, though. I was just like, I feel like there's so many other songs that they could have sang that maybe would have been like, okay. Yeah. I get what they're saying.
They're just like, nope.
They were like, let me get my iPhone, whatever the newest one was at the start of the pandemic, and record this in my big ass mansion.
Honestly, I feel like that's what happens when you let Gen X do PR.
Yeah. They're like, no, this is gonna be great for your career, guys. It's gonna make you seem really in touch, like very normal,
and then they all get fucking
humble.
canceled. Was Millie Bobby Brown in the video?
I don't think so. I don't
Why
think she
could I
was.
picture her singing Imagine? Is that a real video?
Yes.
Oh my god. I thought it was the same one.
Yes. No, it is. She's like in a YouTube video, like before Stranger Things even, I think.
Oh,
And
so
she's
it
like,
wasn't in the
ooh.
pandemic one. It
You
was
know,
just for shits and giggles.
yes.
That's so funny. I thought it was in the fucking
No, I'm pulling it up for
pandemic
you
video.
after this
Yeah, I think you need
podcast
to.
because it's 100% a thing. And it's a meme. You've
I want to
probably
watch
seen it.
it.
And it's Millie
No,
Bobby
I've
Brown.
seen it, like clips of it, and I think it's the funniest fucking thing on the internet.
That is so funny. I feel bad for her. Like,
I know she seems nice and like sweet, but I'm just like, you're a meme. I'm sorry.
you're a meme.
You can't.
It's like when everyone was
escape it.
like, she's homophobic. She was like, I'm literally not.
It's like the rumor that Leah Michelle can't read.
Yeah, that's another one that I love. I love that.
No, that one kills me. Because she plays into it. And I know people think, oh, like the joke's not funny anymore, but I was like, as you go, like,
yeah.
Oh my god, I can't fucking speak. As you should, queen.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was trying to say when I malfunctioned, but anyway.
Yeah.
As you go. I'm gonna see myself out.
We didn't write this one down, and this will kind of be more relevant. I don't know if you want to talk about it. We don't have to.
Okay.
We didn't write these ones down, but it popped into my head because I remember we talked about it.
Okay.
Don't mind the car. Because I know you're going to hear it.
It's the ambiance.
Yeah, it's the porch ambiance. The ones that are like specific to Ontario.
Oh my god. Before we get to the Ontario ones, I also want to add when Taylor Swift shut down all of her social media before Reputation came out, I remember exactly where I was.
I still have some other pop culture. So should we finish the pop culture and then go into Ontario?
Finish the pop culture and get into that one.
Another good one that I would love to talk about is when Zayn left One Direction.
I feel like I wasn't really as into One Direction when he left, so I was like, oh, like that's really sad. But people were like you, were devastated.
Okay, yeah, for me, like, I had a weird thing with One Direction because, like, yeah, I liked them when they were like on X Factor, and like I liked a few of their songs, like, when they were coming up. Yeah. But I really got into One Direction like 2013 to 2015. So I was in like my core One Direction thing. I was like, I love One Direction. Like, I just want to see them live. Like, This Is Us was my comfort movie.
That's so funny.
I was like, this is the best movie ever. This Is Us is the One Direction documentary, for those who don't know. For the people that are uncultured in the One Direction world. But like, I remember they were on tour for like I don't remember which one it was. On the Road Again, I think. Oh. So it was their most recent tour that they've still ever done before their hiatus. Quotations are on hiatus because they're done. Yeah, I've come to that realization recently. I was like, maybe. And then I was like, no.
You were holding out hope this whole time.
No.
That's so funny.
Yeah, for me, the realization really hit me whenever Liam started to run his mouth. And I was like, they are never getting back together ever.
Yeah, that was recently.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's so funny.
I was like, no, like, I think they would come back. Like, not with Zayn, but I think they could come back just for some special, like, appearances.
Yeah, but I think they all hate each other now.
Yeah, I don't even think they would do that, period. I think the only people that still don't have beef are, like, Harry and Niall. Because they're both just like, we don't give a fuck.
Yeah, no.
But circling back to Zayn, I remember, like, he said that he wasn't going to perform at one of the shows, and it was my birthday. It was March 18th.
It's a sign.
Right? So I was like, oh my god, like, I knew it was coming. Mm-hmm. There was, like, the scandal with, like, him cheating on his girlfriend at the time. Yeah. I remember he was all like, I only love one girl in the world. Whatever. And he was like, oh, I'm just taking time for, like, my relationship. Like, he's leaving. I was telling everyone, I'm like, he's gonna leave. You
were right.
And then I think it was March 25th, if I'm getting the day right.
Oh my god, I can't remember the exact day.
2015. And then they released a statement saying, like, One Direction is like, or like, Zayn's leaving One Direction, like, we're gonna continue as a 4-piece to complete the tour. I was like, you're fucking shitting me.
Yeah.
I was shook. I fucking was crying. Like, I was like, no one fucking look at me. Like, I think I found out after school. Like, I don't think because I probably didn't really have Wi-Fi and stuff at school at the time.
That's true.
So I came home from school and I was like, holy fuck, like, I'm gonna pass out. I felt like someone died.
Oh my god.
Because I was like, I loved Zayn was one of my faves too because I think that he's still super talented.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, fuck, like, why couldn't it have been Liam?
Honestly, facts.
Why couldn't it be Liam?
And now that same thought carries until this day.
Exactly. Like, I've never been a Liam girl, and that might be controversial, but I've never seen it. I've never understood why.
Like, no, not for me.
So I was so upset, and you know, it was kind of good. We got Midnight Memories. Oh my god, Made in the AM, which is their last album, and that album actually has a lot of bangers on it.
Yeah, I feel like I don't really know that album. Midnight Memories was like the last One Direction album
Midnight Memories is like the best, but
my favorite personally is Take Me Home. I literally had a giant Take Me Home poster in my room.
Take Me Home is pretty good though.
No, Take Me Home was the best in my expert
Midnight
opinion.
Memories though, I feel like was their most popular. Like where everyone was like, "Oh my god!"
Like it was on the radio.
Yeah, boy bands, and that's kind of like what got me into them. I did like Take Me Home though, because I remember whenever Target was closing, all the CDs were clearing out.
Yeah.
And I fucking bought like so many One Direction CDs. Like every version of the CDs that they had, I bought. Like I have like a limited edition, like this one, because they were all like 70% off. So I was like, yes.
As you should.
And at the time, CDs were still like a thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I feel like they still are, but it's more for like a little niche group.
Yeah, like they're still like a thing, but I feel like buying CDs used to be like fun, and now it's like, people don't really do it that often.
But honestly, music does sound better on the CD.
Yeah, I do like, I kind of want to get a CD player, like unrelated, but I feel like a CD player.
I think you should, because I low-key want one too, but what do I play my vinyls or my CDs?
Then you just change the vibe, because if you play it on a CD player, it can be louder.
That's true.
Because I feel like you're not going to crank your record player at a full volume.
Well, I have a speaker connected to my record player, so I just full volume the speaker sometimes. Sometimes you really want to hear it, you know?
It's just funny though, because when I think of like vinyls, I think like, oh, relaxing.
And there's me. I have Megan Thee Stallion Good News on vinyl. And I'm like, yes, we outside.
It's supposed to create ambiance, but then I'm like, but there are like certain rap albums that I want to, so I'm like, I get it.
No, honestly, like if I lived alone with Kirsten and I would put the record player in the living room, and when people came over, I would play records. Like I'm dead ass. Like I literally would.
But the only problem with playing a record like for a party is that it would just be that whole album.
Yeah, that's why you only play banger albums. You can get rap music on albums.
That's true.
Or like pop music now, like it's a little more widespread, you know.
That's true.
Get a little bit of everybody's tastes. And if you have a record, you want me to play it, bring it on over.
Yeah, bring your own records.
That's gonna be my future parties.
Yeah, that one was really Zayn. Leaving One Direction was just wrapping that point back up. It was really like earth-shattering for me. I don't think I'll ever forget it, because even considering it's been 7 years, I'm like, it was March 25th.
I'm trying to I think I was on Twitter or Tumblr when he left, and I just remember everyone on the internet fucking freaking out, and I was just like, it's like that Regina George meme where she's standing there and everyone else is running around chaotically behind her. That's how I felt. I was like, oh.
You're like, what is going on right now?
I was like, I don't understand.
I was like, I think I stayed home from school the next day, honestly.
I think
like I probably did. Like I probably was like, I can't do it. Like there's no way I'm getting out of bed. Like
Fair enough.
I need to have a day of mourning. Oh, this is on the topic of One Direction, but so it makes sense. But whenever Louis announced that he was gonna have a baby with some rando,
oh true, that
on Good Morning America,
that one took me to my core, and I wasn't even a stan then.
Yeah, for me, I stayed home from school to watch that interview.
That's funny,
because they were like, "Oh, big announcement, right?" Here I was thinking like, "Oh my god, it's gonna be like Larry." It's gonna be like
controversial.
Yeah, that's why I whispered it. Like,
oh, you whispered it so no one could hear you.
Yeah, it's gonna be like, you know, this new tour. Like, I really thought like they were gonna stay together as a 4-piece, and then it was like,
just kidding,
Louis gonna be a dad, and I'm like, honestly, kind of a weird way to announce it.
Because on Good Morning America,
that's the only thing they did was go and announce that. That was the big announcement.
So funny.
Yes.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, like they performed too, but like the big announcement was that he was going to be a dad.
Why would he announce that on Good Morning America?
Exactly.
Why does America need to hear that first thing in the morning?
Exactly. Like it made no sense. And I stayed home from school. I was so upset. I was like, I'm missing school right now. And I just found out that Louis got some girl pregnant.
You're like, now I need to stay home for a few days.
Another reason why I cannot not attend school right now.
That's so funny.
Louis from One Direction just got a rando pregnant and is having a baby.
Larry is not real.
Yeah, exactly. It was
One Direction is broken up forever.
It was more like, I thought, oh my god, like, what are the Larrys gonna do now? He got a girl pregnant. They can't deny it now.
No, it's true.
Right? So that was a moment for me too, I feel like. And it was kind of in the same era. Yeah. One Direction was just messy near their end.
No, that's true.
They were crumbling.
And I was gonna say, oh, until Liam brought it up again, and he's on Jake Paul's or Logan Paul's podcast, like, la la la, I'm the number one of One Direction. I was like, girl,
someone built One Direction around me. I'm like, babe.
Someone lied to her several times and told her that she was hot, sexy, beautiful.
Well, what gets me with that too is I'm pretty sure like a few weeks later, the X Factor released like unreleased scenes of like One Direction while they were on X Factor. And it was like the video of One Direction getting selected. Mm-hmm. And Harry was the first person that they put up there.
But Simon said, oh, we could build the band around this guy, and it was Liam. But they obviously ended up building it around Harry. Yeah. Like, Harry was the natural shining star out of that band.
And even Niall made the cut into the band before Liam. Nice. And Niall's audition was horrible. Controversial. No, not controversial. I think everyone agrees.
I feel like I've always liked it, but I was a Niall person.
I think all of the One Direction auditions were bad. Except for like maybe Harry's.
Hey, so sister.
that was Harry's unreleased. Hey there, Delilah. That was Louis.
Oh my god.
I don't even remember. I think Zayn's was pretty good, but
I don't remember Zayn's.
Oh, that's too good. Let me look at our list again. I've got a few other things on here. We don't need to talk about it. Just the dress debate was another like throwback. Like,
no, that one like made me so angry because I was like, "Are you bitches blind?" Like,
okay, which team were you though?
White and gold. But I know now that
I was red and black.
Red and black. Blue and black.
Blue and black. I'm sorry.
I was like, is there a third color? Like, did I miss something?
No, I always saw blue and black. I didn't understand. I was like, how are people seeing white and gold?
If I had stared at it long enough, which I did stare at for a long time, I could see like the light shade of blue, but it really looked white and gold to me. Like the pictures that I was seeing anyway, because I know there were edited ones.
Yeah. That's a fun thing for people to comment is what team they were on.
Yeah, white or gold or blue and black. Every vote is 1 point for me, and then if you vote for blue and black, it's 1 point for Kylie.
Yeah. But be honest in your answers. Don't pick favorites.
Oh my god.
I'm just saying to our friends, don't pick sides. Pick honesty. Don't look at me like that. Pick honesty.
If you say so.
You've already got a guaranteed vote on your side.
Oh, Kirsten? Yeah. Well, you never know. She's fair. She's a fair judge.
That's true. I feel like Kirsten is the type of person that would be like, no. I'm gonna go my way.
Exactly. She's like, I'm gonna give the point to who I think deserves it. I don't care what my relationship is to either of you.
She's like, you both are stupid. I'm like, fair enough.
She probably doesn't know the debate.
That's true. Yeah. We need to talk about that with her.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're a sheltered Christian girl.
Yeah, homeschool life. That's kind of all we've got for like major pop culture moments. Something that we wanted to bring up though was Edwin's live.
Oh my god. Yeah, we got into the Canadian ones now. Okay, so for people who are Canadian, Edwin from Life with Derek, yes, that show, the weird one, he is on TikTok live and he came up on my For You page and I was like, I was high, so I was like, I'm gonna watch this live.
Yeah.
Because why the fuck not? And it was so awkward. There's like 7 people in this live.
There was like less than that.
Well, 2 of them were me and you.
Oh yeah, so there was 7, but like yeah, there realistically 5
people. And Kylie was like, "Oh, why don't you comment slay? Like comment something, comment slay." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna comment slay." And you were like, "Are you actually?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna comment slay." And there were people who were like commenting after me, but you could see him look over at the screen, read it, and then just look away immediately because it was like. I think mine was up there on its own for a while.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say is like you commented slay and then he like looked over, went back to his game, but then no one else commented for probably like a solid like at least 2-3 minutes.
Yeah. Because there's only 5 people in there.
Yeah,
so
there was like this just like awkward like he kept looking at the chat. Ashton's message was still the only one there. He's looking for like a scapegoat.
Yeah,
right?
But nobody's there.
And then as soon as someone else comments like, "Hey, I loved you on Live with Derek," or whatever they commented, he was like, "Oh, hey, whatever. Come over to Twitch," or whatever the fuck he was promoting on there.
No, he was ignoring my comment high key. I was like, "Oh, you think people are gonna think you're gay? Are you gay?"
Yeah, like he was like, "I don't know what that word is."
Literally, I was like, "That's so funny."
Yeah, I think that was just like an iconic moment.
That was an iconic like moment that shook me in my life.
Yeah, and that no one else will know.
I consider that pop culture to me.
Yeah, that's your personal pop culture.
The Witch Ashton lore.
You're like, I'm a celebrity. I have a following. I'm pop culture.
I just have a Leo moon, okay? Everything's about me.
Yeah.
I am the star of my own show.
I can't relate to that. I'm a Scorpio moon.
Yeah.
Thank God we're both Capricorn risings. That's what brings us back together.
No, it's true.
No, yeah, that was so funny. Like, I just remember, like, sitting there and, like, I wanted to comment something, but I was like, oh, like, I got, like, nervous. And I'm like, why am I getting embarrassed? No. He's the one that has 5 people watching his live right now.
It's funny because I got embarrassed saying play, but I was like, I'm going to say it because it's going to be funny. Oh my God.
And, like, thank God you did. Like, I feel like I just wouldn't be able to do something like that.
Yeah.
But
I usually can't, so.
But it's like, at the same time, why were we even anxious about it? Because he literally does not know who we are.
No, he doesn't.
There was 5 other people that were there.
To be fair, I think I was a little nervous about it because when I do things on my business account, like my Witch Ashton account, I'm like, you can see who I am.
That's true. Know? But you just comment slay. Like, realistically, that's not a bad comment. You're basically saying, like, yes, king.
I was just like, if somebody saw it, it would be out of context and it would be a little weird.
Yeah, slay.
Like, why are you and Edwin from Life with Derek's live right now?
Yeah, we watched it for like a good 10 minutes too. Like, that's the best thing.
I was enjoying it. There's some people who come up on live and I'm like, I need to sit and watch this.
Yeah. But now the worst thing is now when I'm on TikTok, his live always is suggested to me, and I'm like it's not funny. I do not want to watch.
I'm gonna block him
because he got problematic on his live. Remember, he said something. I don't remember what he said.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was either. But you could tell
he was like being a little bit problematic.
Oh yeah, I was like, all right, I'm done.
And then we were like, okay, we're not watching it anymore. Like, just bye.
He lost me.
He got like political, and I was like, I'm not trying to.
Yeah, no. Oh my God, the other Canadian pop culture moment. Doug Ford swallowing a bee twice.
Yes.
On television.
Yeah, no, that's one of my favorites too, because I just think it's funny that it happened like 2 times. Like once it's like, okay, that's funny, but like it could happen to anyone.
Yeah. But twice?
And then I think he made a joke about like the bees coming after him.
He's like, yeah, the bees got a vendetta against me or something. Yeah. And I lost it when I saw that. I was like, no way he just said that on television.
Yeah, like that was so funny. I don't know why, like
he's not a very good whatever the fuck he does, but
he's the premier.
He's funny.
Yeah, he's not. I don't approve of him politically.
No.
I'll say that.
Fuck Doug Ford. Let's start there.
Yeah, I don't like Doug Ford.
He's a meme.
Yeah, he's a meme, and like he can be funny, and you can still not like him.
Yeah, exactly. This is Canadian core.
Another thing that kind of relates. Well, it relates to Doug Ford is when there was the snowstorm last winter, and he went out with like the tiniest little shovel and was like, "I'm gonna help people get out," and it was the smallest little shovel. There's this video of him like trying his hardest to like, and he's lifting up like these tiny little piles of snow.
But it's so funny because the snowstorm was so massive that there was like piles high, like 6 feet of snow,
and they were telling everyone like, please stay in your home.
Yeah, like it was like a do not go out.
Yeah,
like snowstorm.
And he was like, I'm gonna go help people with my tiny little shovel.
And he's on television again with his fucking gardening shovel in the snow.
That's what I'm saying. It's like one of those like kid shovels that you get like for your kid to be like, oh, come on, help me.
But they're not doing anything. They're just learning and doing things together. But it's like, Doug Ford, you're a grown man.
Get your at least if you had a normal size shovel, I'd be like, okay, like it's kind of annoying, but I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
Politics still do that kind of thing, but I'm like, who is on his PR team?
I know.
No one good.
Literally, I don't think anybody.
Like, there's no way. They said, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, whoever approved that.
Yeah.
Fired. Like, was a core memory for me. When I saw that, I was like, no way, this is real.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, it's real. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, what is happening to this government?
I just think it's funny when you think about like political figures doing weird shit, because I think like in the way that we look at them, like, oh, they're like famous, but only famous to the people that understand politics or like are interested in politics.
Yeah.
So then you're like, oh, you're supposed to be like a celebrity, but here you are doing this weird ass shit, and people can see it because people are filming you because you have a public platform.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it's embarrassing.
It's too embarrassing. It actually kills me with how embarrassing it is.
Yeah. Was it Rob Ford or Doug Ford that said like he had more than enough to eat at home?
That was Rob Ford. That was his brother.
That was funny too. Okay, one of them said it.
No, I think it's funnier if it's Doug Ford because he's the fucking premier.
Yeah, but Rob Ford used to be the mayor of Toronto, but he passed away.
Yeah.
So they're both.
Oh, that was another moment, the pop culture moment that shook me to my core. Finding out that Rob Ford was like a drug addict.
Yeah.
I was like, no way.
And it was all over. It was like on Jimmy Kimmel or something. Like it was.
Yeah, like it was viral.
Yeah.
If it's on Jimmy Kimmel, like that's next level.
Yeah.
That's a little much for the mayor of Toronto.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good one.
And then they elected his brother right in. I was like, girl, like around the same time.
Yeah.
I was like, that's fucking funny.
Yeah, and he's still going. Honestly, though, I'm just enjoying the memes. Like,
I know, like fuck Doug Ford, but the memes are good.
I'm like, the memes are good, and like, what can I really do? I vote in the elections.
Maybe he'll bring a shovel back out this winter.
Stop. If he does, I will literally like
the election needs to be held after the winter's over so that we can see it with his little shovel.
Yeah, guys, we need to see it. It needs to happen. I feel like he would do it again.
Probably just for if he can swallow a bee twice, he can get out his shovel again.
Okay? Just for the memes. He knows he's a meme.
He does. I think he does now.
I feel like there was other ones that we were talking about, but they're not written down on our documents. I'm like,
yeah, it's TikTok hurt us because it was saying, "Oh, Canadian politics moments that were controversial or shook me."
There was a few good ones, but those were like the main ones that we like that actually stick out to my head. That I'm like, those were so funny.
I remember that. Oh my God, Justin Trudeau talking about how he smoked weed on television in a press interview.
I've never seen that.
I haven't seen it, but I read what he said.
Yeah. Like, babe. What did he say?
He's like, yeah, I partook in weed once or twice in my life, but like that part of my life is over now. I was like,
okay.
I was like, sure. And then he was the prime minister to legalize weed. I was like, you lied. You got up there and lied several times.
He's like, occasionally I'll do it. He must be the biggest stoner.
No, he must be.
To legalize it? He's like,
to be the one to legalize weed.
That's his impact, though. Like, people will always remember him because he passed such a big law.
No, that's actually true.
So maybe that's why he did it.
Oh my God, imagine they reversed the law.
That'd be upsetting.
That was an intrusive thought. Anyway, we don't need to talk about that.
We're like, wait, is that a possibility?
I don't know. Well, if they can talk about criminalizing abortion and gay rights in the United States, they can do anything here.
Yeah, better be grateful. This is your sign to go smoke some weed if that's something you like to do.
Yeah,
because you never know when it can be taken away from you.
Don't tell me that. That's gonna be my new intrusive thought. Add it to the list.
You're like, every day I must smoke weed.
No. I would just be thinking about it, like when I'm not, like, oh my God, it's gonna be illegal soon. But like that's
you're like, we have to keep Justin Trudeau in office forever.
It's funny because I don't think I've ever actually voted for him.
No.
Actually, I think I voted for him when he first ran for office or election, whatever you call that.
Yeah.
And then I never voted for him again after that. But I was 18. Like I just had the ability to vote. So.
Yeah. No, I've voted like ever since I could vote because my nana was like, "You're voting," and I was like, "Okay." She like drove me to go whatever. She's like, "No, you're 18. That's like funny. You were voting. This election is important. You need to let your voice be heard."
See, for me, it was because politics was another hyperfixation of mine. I was obsessed with politics for like a good 2 years. Like I was excited to vote. Like it was my passion. Like I'm not kidding.
I love that for you. Honestly, I think politics are really interesting, but they annoy me because nothing ever actually turns out the way I would like.
Yeah,
so then I feel like that's why I'm not as interested in as I could be.
I feel like it's just good to know it too.
Yeah,
like, know what's going on in your country or your province, in your city.
Last thing I have on this little note here is our dream blood rotation. that I think we wanted to do this podcast, and that's how we can kind of.
Oh my god.
We can kind of wrap it up.
Okay, so my dream blunt rotation. Number 1, we have Remus Lupin, of course. If you know, you know. You get it, you get it. You don't, you don't.
Yeah.
Number 2, Roger Clay from TikTok, who sings all the covers.
Okay, and let me just preface this for the listeners. For the longest time, we thought his last name was Clyde.
I don't know why. I don't know.
Yeah, I just think it's funny because we all thought that his last name was Clyde, and then we just realized maybe like a few days ago.
Yeah, because he said his name.
And you were like,
shut the fuck Clay? Up. Who?
Who's Clay?
Yeah, it shook me to my core. Okay, number 3, Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
Of course. Number 4, Kylie, obviously.
Thank you.
Because here we are.
Yeah.
As we do. It's not, a dream blunt rotation without Kylie. Who was my 5th one?
Fuck, I don't remember. Did you write yours down?
I think I did. Let me see if I can find it. Because now I'm invested. Oh my god, Julia Fox.
Yes.
Kanye's ex-girlfriend.
Yes.
She's iconic. Like, someone about it. I followed her on TikTok. I was like, I love you. I don't know why.
She randomly just goes off about things, and I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah. No, I love her.
No, I whenever you said like I was in your dream blunt rotation, like whenever we were talking about it a few weeks ago, I was like, no fucking way. I was like, friendship fucking solidified. Like,
oh my god, they don't hate me.
We are best friends for life.
Yeah.
I just feel like you only got 5 spots and I'm one of them.
Yeah.
Crazy. You would be in mine too, because I feel like obviously we do a podcast together.
Yeah.
So like anytime I do smoke weed, it is usually with you. I've only ever not smoked weed with you since I've known you a handful of times. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You're always there.
That's true.
So yeah, for me it's Ashton. Number 1. Jonah Hill.
Oh yeah.
Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
Max from TikTok. If you know, the
British guy. Yeah.
He's really funny.
Love that guy.
He's really funny, and I just feel like he would like add to the vibe. And like I'm just thinking of the people there. I'm like, yes, it would be good.
Yeah, he's an icon.
That's what 4.
Yeah.
And then I think I said my last one would be Julian.
Yeah.
Jenna Marbles' boyfriend.
Yeah.
And I feel like that'd be such a weird mix of people, but I'm like, I feel like it'd be so fun.
Yeah, and you'd be like, Julian, can we test to see who's Anne Hathaway, who's Julia Roberts?
Like I would be like, I need to make a PowerPoint of like all these people, and just like that would be my whole night. It's like, okay, who's this one?
Yeah.
Who's this one? And every time I would die of laughter.
No, it would be too funny.
Like
I'm glad I get to be there.
Yeah, you're like, please.
Oh
no,
my
I just think it'd be so fun.
No, it would be.
But yeah, I think that's like pretty much all for this podcast.
Yeah, I think that's all the pop culture moments that shook us.
Yeah. We did something for a little bit of everyone. Like, if we got any listeners that aren't from Ontario, we got, the major pop culture moments. Yeah. Then we're like, have a little our niche audience, Ontario. Actually very niche because it's like political Ontario.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think it's funny. So we're gonna share it.
That's life.
And then we talked about like, Edwin from Life with Derek.
That's such an iconic moment for me.
But yeah, there'll be another episode, so you guys can tune in and listen to that one, and you can listen to this one over again, or you can check out our previous podcast, which is about Taylor Swift Midnight's review.
Yeah, and subscribe, because if you're my friend and you're not subscribed,
who are you?
Yeah.
Boom.